while you're knowing your self-worth, they're knowing your self-worth. And while you're knowing their self-worth, they're knowing their self-worth too. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I wanted to talk a little bit about how to get back in the state of love, in trust. And I think that this video is going to be very helpful for many of you guys because of based off of the things that I see some of my clients go through and also what I see some of the subscribers go through. Before I do get into this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you love my content and if you want me to be your coach in teaching you how to manifest, email me a short description about whatever your limiting story is, whatever the situation is that you're dealing with. Email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com and then book your session at coreunion.com. You either book a 30-minute session, a 60-minute session, or a package. The packages just makes more sessions more affordable. Then I will reply back with my next available after you've booked your session. I'll reply back Monday through Friday within 48 hours of you booking, okay? So what happens when we start to learn how to manifest? And some of us may be on a journey where we're really basically becoming who we truly are. And through that journey, it's kind of like a metamorphosis. It's like you are the caterpillar in the cocoon and you are transforming into a butterfly. And this middle period from the point where you get really clear of what you want, and there's the middle, and then there's the end of what you want. This period is kind of like that where you are being transformed and you're in the cocoon. And it might not always feel good, but if you would just remain in faith, and we mean the true meaning of faith is trusting in something without having any proof. That is literally what faith means. And so manifestation, when you make the decision that you want to become a more powerful version of you and that you're trusting in the entire process, this process is going to constantly be unfolding and you're constantly going to be having choices. But the part where you guys are having the biggest challenge is that when your 3D reality continues to show you the old story, you want to give up and fold all the time. But that is exactly precisely when it's up to you to persist. And where I see that you guys need to make the distinction in what persisting is. For example, with your specific person, you are doing your inner work. You're hopefully spending some time first thing in the morning when you wake up, because that's when your subconscious is wide open, and you're immersing yourself in the new story, having inner conversations, and really feeling deeply into it. And it feels very real. And you're in complete trust of that. And then when you're out of it, you have all sorts of worrisome thoughts. You're constantly wondering if the inner work is working. You're not actually in faith of the process or in faith of that everything is working out for you behind the scenes. You're always seeking for evidence of movement, where that is, when you're actually doing that, think about the state that you're actually manifesting from, because you're always manifesting no matter what. You always have been manifesting. So you are wanting to manifest from a place of power and strength and trust and faith. You have to start realizing that if things in your 3D reality are opposing what it is that you were doing when you were doing your inner work, and then you want to fold and give up because the contrast is so stark and different, that is the time where you need to dig your heels in and say, absolutely not. This is not who I am anymore. This is not who my person is. We are happy. We're an amazing and incredible couple. I am loved. I'm adored. I'm cherished. And you need to actually be loving yourself, and you need to be valuing yourself and knowing your worth and knowing that you're more than good enough of having that love and seeing your person the same, that they know their value, they know their worth. You guys know each other's worth. I like to see things from all different angles. If you, for example, if you comment down below, right? I'm doing my inner work, but nothing's changing. Or I'm doing my inner work and they said this, that, this, that. So I'm really angry and now I want to give up. That's not persisting. That is not persisting. That is actually you just kind of doing this on a part-time basis. That's you giving right in, right away, and folding when your old story is showing itself to you. How to do it is that you need to abandon the old story and abandon the old version of you. That does not mean rejecting the little part of you that needs love. That doesn't mean just distracting yourself if you're feeling into a deep wound or a trigger. If you're feeling emotions, you want to validate your emotions by loving yourself through it. But you don't do it by saying things like when I was in separation from my mirror soul Hana, and if I was having a deep trigger or a wound or a fear coming up and I was super sad, I wasn't doing the inner work in this way. I'm more than worthy. I'm more than good enough. If he doesn't get my value, if he doesn't, well, then somebody will. And I love myself and I adore myself and my feelings. Like I wasn't doing it like that. I made the conscious choice to remind myself who we actually are. So you have to remind yourself who you and your person actually are to each other. That the love is immense, it's epic, it's rare, it's profound. You guys are literally becoming the best versions of yourselves and you're going through a transformation. And so while you are transforming and healing, you have to have the keen awareness. Start thinking of you and your person as being one. So you have this keen awareness that while you're healing, so are they. While you're knowing your self-worth, they're knowing your self-worth. And while you're knowing their self-worth, they're knowing their self-worth too. Mirror. Keep reminding yourself it's a precise mirror. Everything in your reality is. And so this goes along with your, whatever it is that you believe that you want with your career as well. You wouldn't have the desires to begin with unless you could be it. It's just that simple. So you have to start really thinking that nothing is outside of you. Everything is within you. And along the idea that time is literally all we have is the moment now. So you want to be creating from now, always now. So you're living from and thinking from being the version of you now. So the persisting isn't just saying affirmations, it's also trusting and knowing the process. It's also knowing that you are the most powerful version of you. It's knowing that even if there was stuff coming up in the 3D and you and your person, there was reaction, it's more important of what's happening internally, where your beliefs lie. And if you're facing a lot of resistance, that is your cue to drop it and let go and detach from the 3D and just go within more, go in your trust more. So getting back in the state of having, from my perspective, doesn't have to be that hard. You immerse yourself from the moment that you wake up, you make the decision, I am, and you fill in the blank. Who are you? You do the inner work, feeling as if you are that version of you right now. This is who you are. It's a clear decision. You're deciding, and that you know that the end already exists, so it's already done. So you don't have to worry so much. Don't worry so much. So you make the decision of who you are, and then you stay on a very clean, focused mental diet. By the way, somebody recently asked, how can I do the inner work of everything that I want to manifest in my reality if I'm spending all this time just manifesting my specific person? You are not just manifesting your specific person. You are waking up and deciding who you are in the beginning of the day. If you want to see yourself with your specific person being in a happy relationship, making the money, earning the money that you deserve, and they're earning the money that they deserve, and that your relationship is solid and secure, your finances are solid and secure, your health, you're getting healthier and stronger, you can literally be that version of you right there and then. Persisting and getting back in your feeling state and in the end of having can be as simple as you knowing while you're doing your inner work that your inner work is working, that if your limiting beliefs show themselves in your mind, you don't worry about it so much. You just get back in your end as soon as possible. And if something in your 3D reality is being said to you, you see through it and you don't worry about it so much because you are really, really focused in and trusting in the end of the relationship. When you guys continue to bring up, but they said this, that, this, that, this, that, you are trusting in your old story and in your limiting belief still. I don't know how else to say this to you except it is your job and your one and only job to remain focused again. Trust that through the middle, as hard as it is, even though it may be painful sometimes, and you might be feeling like that, that caterpillar that's mush in the cocoon, that you are going to be spreading your wings, you're being transformed, and you are absolutely going to be living in the life where the two of you guys are happy together, where you're making the money that you deserve, where you're being recognized, appreciated, and valued, where you're safe, where you're secure, where you are fully provided for, where you literally have everything that you know that you deserve to have. But the persisting isn't a part-time thing. You have to go all in. You have to have complete trust. You have to really realize that every moment, and I'm not saying that you don't want to, every single moment you are in a state of either having or not having, loving or fearing, trusting or doubting. So be aware of who you are. Be conscious of who you are, moment to moment, every day, if you have to. Eventually, I promise you, it will be easier. It will get easier, but there is going to be a little bit of a period where things might feel a little rocky. You might be going back and forth a lot. You might be up and down a lot yourself in your mood because you're going between fear and love, trust and doubt. And that is oscillating and it's normal. It's part of the process, but just continue to shift back over and over and over again. And what will happen in your 3D reality while you are oscillating back and forth between those two different states, your most likely things with your person after you guys are back in contact will also be going a little bit back and forth because you guys are mirroring each other. So don't keep questioning why, if when I do this and that, this keeps happening. It's because you are fluctuating. You're going between those two different states. Okay, there are infinite states, yes, but for the sake of the video, it's just easier to say two different states. One more thing that I want to add is it's not always, sometimes coaches, and I know that they mean well, but it's not always a question of your self-worth because many of you guys, and I see this a lot with my clients too, you guys are seeing reflections of a very high self-worth with everyone else in your reality. And the only person in your reality where you're having the problem is with your specific person. So from my perspective, yes, you still want to focus on your self-worth and your self-value and your trust and being in a relationship. But sometimes with some people, and this wasn't the case with me, but sometimes in some people, because I've seen it shift and change with my clients, it might literally just be that you have this fear, very specific with your specific person, that they actually don't see. It's like they're the only ones in your reality that don't see your self-value and your self-worth. While again, I will still recommend that you go at the inner work from all different angles just to cover all your bases. It doesn't always mean that you have a low self-worth or that you don't believe you're good enough, because I do have a lot of people that every single area in their life, they're manifesting like crazy. They're making a ton of money. They make, upwards of 150, 300, 400, $500,000 a year. The relationships in their reality are good with their family, friends. They even had good experience with exes. So it's just this one particular specific person. And again, this wasn't my experience. This wasn't what happened with me. But I do see when people are able to just really make that subtle tweak and really see that their person sees their value, sees their worth, thinks highly of them, is completely like madly head over heels in love with them, desires them every moment, can't stop thinking about them from the moment that they wake up to the moment that they go to sleep. You are on their mind. Sometimes it's just that subtle tweak, but if you need help with all of this, I can definitely help you. I hope that this video was of some value. Feel free to leave a comment down below. If I can get to the question, I will, but I love it also when you guys are supporting each other because I love the community that we've created here. But if you need me, just reach out, email me, and I will talk to you soon. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.